opening statement.
Yeah, thought again, man, this football team, and just in terms of the fast start, getting out there, I said it at halftime, awesome job defensively for 27 minutes, just let the drive go down there at the end. But what a response to the second half by our defense offensively. Really excited about this group, really excited. And there were some opportunities that we didn't take advantage of, some short fields after turnovers. And I love that as the head coach because we get to come in here tomorrow, tell the truth Sunday, and go to work on something. And, at this point in the season, we got to continue to go to work, find growth. But super proud of this football team. You're seeing it. You're feeling it every single week. There's this spot in the football game where this just synergy, OD special teams just overwhelms football teams. And that's the mark of a championship football team, in my opinion. And it's just the culture of our team, the we all we got playing out, the love these guys have for one another, love for that we as coaches to players, players to players, players to coaches has, and it's just awesome to see.
Questions?
Coach, when the passing game, they were throwing some weird defenses at you. When the passing game isn't working like it didn't work too well today, what kind of pressure does it put on the running game?
Well, and I think, a little bit, passing game, obviously, this is why Cade's Cade. The calculated aggressiveness of this guy and the decision-making in a 6-year, they're in a drop 8 situation, offensive line's protecting extremely well, and it just becomes a quarterback draw at that point. And, he's seen that defense, seen those defenses, year in, year out, that you can drop 8 and he's going to beat you with the feet. If you try to pressure him, he's going to pick you apart and shred you with his arm. And it's just the belief that I have in him as the head coach, our offensive coordinator, our football team has him to do that. That it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So to answer your question, I think he just puts a lot of pressure on the defense because your plan is to drop 8. The 3rd and 10 becomes a first down. He's scrambling out of there, right? And obviously, running game. There were some things that we tried to take advantage of, and it was a little bit hit or miss with it. But really excited about our running game and where we were at with that. But yeah, Cade Peterson, he puts a lot of pressure on you. He puts a lot of pressure on you defensively.
And Cade, can you kind of talk about what have you been working on, like with your scrambling ability? What are you seeing down the field that makes you wanna tuck it and run?
Yeah, I mean, it's different week to week. Like teams, the caliber of team like us that has offense, defense, special teams, like they're going to throw things that you're not always going to have a full, clear picture on. And, just having the ability and honestly, like there's a lot of trust that I have that, if I scramble and it doesn't pop an explosive play, like I know my coaches have my back and my defense has my back and you guys see it. Like the worry you have as a quarterback when you have a defensive special teams like we have, there is none. Like I go against these guys every day, so it's not fun.
Abe, talk a little bit about they were really trying to get the ball in their hands quickly. They abandoned the running game rather quickly. I think they only had maybe less than 10 actual run plays. They were trying to get it out of their hands quickly. You guys were still able to get pressure, 6-7 quarterback sacks. Talk about what the defense does in those situations.
Like you said, the ball's coming out in a hurry, but we got guys that are used to playing man-on-man coverage. Just shutting it down even when we're in zone, winning pass rush moves. We work on them all week, do a tremendous job as a staff and players, taking coaching each week in and week out. Obviously, we know that teams are going to get the ball out a little bit quicker against us because we got guys that are going to get home. But, it's just guys doing their job every single play, no matter what it is, just locking into what the call is. Focus on that play because, if you focus too far ahead, you'll lose ball games. But with this defense, we just live in the moment.
Anthony, talk a little bit about your sack, strip, and fumble recovery. What you kind of saw on that play?
Oh, yeah, we just had a nice pressure dialed up. Everybody did their job and just kind of put my hand where the ball was, make sure I wrapped him up too. And because of the first one, I just wanted to hop on this one, make sure we got it back. So, yeah, and it's just guys flying around and stuff. That's just our defense, man. So it just kind of frees me up.
Scott, talk a little bit about 161 total yards of offense for Michigan Tech in the second half.
Oh my gosh.
With the virtue of their lone scoring drive being for a field goal, they gained 0 yards.
Yeah, like I said, the how proud I am. I keep on talking about this response, right? You know, it was one drive where they got the majority of those yards to finish the first half there, and we come out and we talk about it like, let's go get that 3 and out, the power of the 3 and out, and that's exactly what we did. So we talk about this trust, we talk about this belief in Abe and Cardi and and Chris and Kennelly in the back end. All these guys, they go live it out. They go live it out, and it's one thing to talk about it in a halftime. It's one thing for Coach Lewis to spend all week scheming this stuff up, but then to go live it out. I just love these guys so much, and just the response that we keep seeing. And then, like I said, the synergy of it, like the feeding off of each other. Mook gets the punt return. We get this 3 and out, and the Mook gets the punt return. Then here we go. Cardi gets the strip, and then here we go. And it's so much fun to watch, man. Watch these guys get after it. So yeah.
Cade, you guys capitalize on multiple turnovers throughout the game. Do you feel added pressure in these moments to make big plays, or is it just business as usual for you guys?
Well, I mean, what I would say to that is you'd think we'd have it down pat by now with how many turnovers our defense gets. There's no better feeling than getting the ball on the plus 20. Obviously, we have to get to work on maybe some disciplinary issues in the run game and not settling for a field goal on the one. But I mean, can't take for granted the fact that the synergy, like Coach Wooster talks about, like these guys, man, like I can't say enough about it. So it's very fortunate.
Cade talked about really combined 9 for 15 between third and fourth down conversions today, and you possessed the ball for over 37 minutes, which was not really a possession team.
Yeah.
But those two areas today really took care of business.
Yeah, I think that's something that everybody, and especially myself, like have to realize. We knew going into this week that they were not going to allow us to get explosive plays, and at this point of the season, like we're pretty used to having these big chunk plays, and very proud because third down's always an area we're trying to work on, especially third and long. I think we had a couple of good conversions there, regardless of what they looked like, and just eating up clock when we needed to, like Coach Wooster said, like constantly whenever we needed to come up with a conversion or a big play, we did, and that allows for us to stay on the field longer.
Hey, talk about what it means to the defense when you effectively take the running game away from them. They don't even try to run the ball.
Yeah.
They had 10 rushes on the day. Of those 10 rushes, you can really say 7 of them maybe were designed run plays. Talk a bit about how you guys feel when you make a team one-dimensional.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. When you make a team one-dimensional, it makes it a little bit easier to understand the game plan, understand what kind of concepts that they like to get to, what type of routes they like. We have tremendous coaches that do a ton of work, when nobody's watching. So they know what to expect. They put us in the right spots day in and day out. We just have to go out there and execute. So when you talk about love, you see that game plan call, go execute, because they know exactly what they're talking about. Like you said, obviously when you make a team one-dimensional, it makes the game a lot easier. You know what to expect, you know what you're going to get. There's only so many concepts that they can have and they can run. So especially when you eliminate the run like the way we did today.
Okay, Coach, both quarterbacks today both had 2 rushing touchdowns. How important is it to have such versatility and success at that position?
It's the game changer. It's the cheat code, I guess. We just talked about Cade with the passing game and things breaking down, but then the ability to run those guys on designed runs, where you can gang up, and this was a team that was going to take the tailback run game away, and they look at our hit chart and where our tight end is and back is, and then you can kind of flip the script on them. And when we got not just quarterbacks, but like true ball carriers, like dynamic ball carriers at the quarterback position, to just again put so much pressure on the defense, because you got to guard defend all 11 guys now. Most defense it's 10 on 11 because the quarterback's handing the ball off. And we've got these guys that they're ball carriers, they're running backs, and they'd probably be all conference running backs if they lined up back there. So It's just a weapon. It's just a weapon. One thing, the question, Tim, I'll take out of this too is Cade just said it perfectly. We've been so explosive. I love the fact that we drove the football today. The 97-yard drive, that's huge because we're going to need to do that as this season goes on to win a GVSU championship, to go to Detroit and win. Obviously the schedule that's coming on, that's what championship teams do. It's not just all explosives. It's the ability to stay on the field and drive the football and let that defense sit on that bench and drink some water too. So that was a huge bright spot in our game today, is the ability to drive methodically down the field.
Cade, I want to talk about the trick play you guys had on the big touchdown to Mr.
Zion.
Parker. Yeah. What did you see there? Can you walk me through that a little bit?
It's great coaching. Like, schemed up, and we repped it, and he called it at the perfect time. So that is my job was easy. He was wide open, and just 20 yards downfield, just throw it. Do that warm-ups every day, and that was Coach B. It was a great call, great scheme. So.
Coach, going into your matchup against Wayne State next week, your alma mater, where you began your coaching career, how were your emotions going into playing that team and returning back and playing there after you coached there for so long?
Yeah, and we've been down there and done this, and it's week 10, and this is how we roll. It's going to be 1 for 1. I'm not going to lie, we stay in Dearborn when we go down there, and we come down 94 next to 214 off. Right there, and you see Tom Adams Field. That's the first time I went to Wayne State. That's the exit I took. So, yeah, it'll hit, and then just like everything else, go 1 for 1 right after that. Take a deep breath, and let's go play the game that we love with the people we love. And, we got a lot of love on this team heading down to Detroit.
Okay. Coach, before you got here, Cade was saying this was one of the more weird defenses that you guys played because of how much roaming they were doing. How did that differ from what you guys were preparing for, and did that play into the success of running the football?
Yeah, Coach Thomas does a great job, their defense coordinator. Coach Thomas does a great job of putting his guys in really good positions. And here we go again, just Kyler Blake Jones at the center position. He processes information like I've never seen. And he gets us right 99.9% of the time. And that's the ability to run the football and protect the quarterback the way we did today. And a huge part of that's the entire offensive line, but Kyler getting us in the right calls and getting us the right ID and rolling. And he's, worth his weight in gold, man, because, he can sort through a lot of info in a very short amount of time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.